Hi there, Whiskey Hobbit here, and today I'm reviewing, can you see that? Kingsbarns. This is a single malt from the lowlands of Scotland. It is pretty much their first proper single malt, basically. They did a single malt a little while ago, which was exclusive to basically people who are part of their club, I think. So haven't really seen that anywhere. But yeah, this is the first official release. It's only about 45, 47 pounds, which is pretty good considering pretty much every other new single malt coming out from a new distillery that's 3 years old. At the moment, it can go. I've seen them range in price from about £80 to £100. So if you're wondering, the £80 is roughly £80 is Eden Mill, and the £100 is the Glasgow distillery, which for a 3-year-old whiskey, which has no history, is a bit much, in my opinion. And by a bit much, I mean more than double what I think it's worth, and not worth it whatsoever. There we go. But I've got a little bit of this one to taste, and this is only about, as I say, is under 50. So very well priced, which is nice. The only issue I've got at the moment is I haven't tasted it yet, but I've been nosing it for a little while. It's a little rough on the nose. I don't know what the palate's going to be like, but on the nose it's a bit much. Also, if you're wondering, on the front it does say it's 46%. I think, yeah, natural colour, non-chill filtered, first fill bourbon casks, and then first fill STR Barrique matured, which basically, from what I understand, is a red wine cask. Unfortunately, I'm not a winey person, so I don't really understand how good of a thing that is. I'm sure it's great. If I'm honest, it's probably where I'm getting some of the slightly odd notes with the nose that I'm getting from this, because it smells very varnishy, paint remover, paint thinner, that kind of chemicaliness that you get from those, which, if I'm honest, is probably one of the more disgusting things you can smell from a whiskey. I'm not saying it's disgusting, I'm just saying it's not a pleasant smell. There are some nice bits to it, though. Once you get past that, if I'm honest, I don't know why they've added that wine cask to it, because you do get quite a nice sweet iced buns and sugariness to it, which is really good, and kind of what you expect from a first fill bourbon cask matured Scotch. But then, yeah, the weird, slightly over young, if that's a thing. It's just a bit too young and a bit too odd, and it just doesn't really work. You get a little bit of oranginess to it, actually. I'll let it sit in the glass for a little while, so it's opening up quite nicely. But it's still quite sharp. Yeah, I don't know. Okay. I can almost completely forgive it for the nose. The palate on this is actually really nice. It's quite sweet and spicy. It kind of reminds me of rye whiskey. It's got that sort of slight punchiness to it and grainy spiciness. Kind of like rye bread, almost. It's got that maltiness as well, and yeah, kind of richness. And it's got a lovely, juicy lemoniness that goes throughout the entire time, just kind of ticking on in the background. And it's got a decent finish. That's one of the weirdest whiskies I've ever tried. It's got a average to bad nose, and then immediately has quite a pleasant and at least different and interesting palate. Yeah, okay. I'm not sure how to rate this really. As an overall, I'm just going to add a little bit of water just to see if that helps anything. I'm not sure it will. There is a slight chestnutiness to it, which, if I'm honest, kind of comes across as just, it's sort of chestnutty, varnishy, youthful whiskiness that you get. Certain young whiskies have it, and it's a shame. I mean, it says subtle wood spices, but it's a lot better on the palate than on the nose. The nose just makes it almost come across like it's going to be just a bad young whiskey, but the palate really kind of pulls it back. It's weird. Yeah, the nose just smells pretty young. It smells young and all right, I guess. I give the nose tasting notes, I'm going to give out of 100, I'm going to give 61. 60. I don't know why I gave it 61. Yeah, 60 out of 100 because it's really just smells young and rough. You get a marzipan and like treacle sauce and oh, that's good. Also a nice berry fruitiness coming through, which all kind of, as I was saying it, that's what I was getting. It kind of builds and progresses. And the whole time you've got this lovely like citrusy pastryness on the baseline of the palate. Yeah, that's nice. So palate-wise, for a 3-year-old whiskey, I'm not gonna bother giving it its own review. I'm just gonna give it a review for what it is, what I think how it tastes. Taste-wise, I'm gonna give it 87 out of 100. I was really surprised by how good it is. Overall, as a whiskey, I'm gonna give it 83. Just because the nose really does make it smell bad. It's really weird. I've never smelt a whiskey. Normally, whiskeys smell really good, and they don't live up to that smell. So they smell amazing, but they can't quite reach that in the palate. This is a flip from that, and I've never had that with a whiskey. Or if I have, I don't remember it because it wasn't pleasant. But yeah. No, good whiskey. Shame about the nose, but definitely worth it, I would say. If you want something new and interesting and possibly a collector's item, then yeah, Kingsbarns. Definitely recommend it. And that's it for this time. I'm not sure what I'm going to be reviewing next time. Probably more Scotch. Yeah. Okay. Until next time.